Hi, how are you? My name is Angel, long time no see. I have filmed a bunch of videos, not a bunch, 3. And I wanted to, before I get into that stuff, this fragrances, a bit of home content, that kind of thing. Before I get into that stuff, I wanted to come and chat with you guys, just to kind of get friendly again. It's been a while since I've been on camera. I went and disappeared. I've been busy. I'm having some bubbles. Shock. Let me turn off my notifications because I can hear things going on. I think. Ooh, not email on a Saturday. You're rude as hell. Disrespectful. What do they want? That's me seething. Like I said, I'm having some bubbles. This glass is a copper kind of rose gold kind of glass from Wine Drop KE. And I thought to open a bottle of VC that's been sitting in my kitchen since before I moved. By the way, I moved since the last time that we spoke. What a process that was. My God. Property in Kenya is Allah. Of course, when I start filming, everybody starts doing gong 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 on the wall with a hammer, and the dogs go crazy. Of course. It's usually quiet as hell. Everyone that's come over has been like, this is so quiet. My previous place was right on the street, so you could hear, it wasn't noisy necessarily, but there was always things going on. This place is quiet. It's very quiet, but of course when I get on to film, it becomes a circus. Story of my life. Anyway, I was saying that property in Kenya is a wow. Just even just to find a place within budget was chaotic. Like at some point I was like, is it by force? Is it really by force? Like, you know, when you just get so overwhelmed and just so like distraught. I was getting distraught. Like I was getting upset because I was falling in love with places that were out of budget, and then things that were in budget were not gonna be the vibe, girl. They weren't gonna. Not me and my little coins. God forbid. So it was a hectic struggle, but I eventually found my place. I love it. As you guys know, of course, I'm a person that's very on to the next. I'm already on the hunt for another property. I'm like that already. I have my new account for saving for my next property. I'm hoping to be in a townhouse next. I don't know, maybe should I share this? I will. I'm hoping in the next 2 years to be able to adopt a child. I'm very plan driven. I'm very regimented as a person. And so my plan currently, of course we make plans and God laughs, but my plan currently is that I want to be able to adopt a child by 32. I turn 30 in September, and I don't look it because I don't sleep. Cha. How am I gonna sleep? I got 5 jobs now. Lord. So I don't sleep very well, but I turn 30 in September, and I plan to adopt a child by 32. So in the next two years and some change. And if I don't do it by then, I'm not gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna do motherhood if I don't do it by then, because I would like to also, I want motherhood to be kind of a phase in my life. Of course, you're a mother forever. I'm 29 and still when I'm stranded, I will still call my mom. Like, If my car makes a funny noise, I will call my dad. If I have burned something in the kitchen or I'm not sure about, this don't look right, I will call my mom. And I'm almost 30, right? So you're a mother for life. But I think that the stage of motherhood where you have a child in the house, I'd like that to be done by 50, because me, 51, I'm on a cruise ship, okay? I'm nowhere to be found. I'm cruising, enjoying my life, baby girling, hitting the streets. Like, they can call me from uni, okay? What you doing over there at Harvard, baby? What you doing? So, of course, I would like to adopt an older child. My parents are not necessarily keen on my big idea, but I've felt this for a long time. I've never really shared about this. Maybe I will, now that I'm in the mood and these bubbles are telling me talk. I've felt since I was about 11, 12, which is when I first became aware of orphanages for children. It broke my heart. I was like, of course, in a child's understanding, I was 11, so I was like, does it mean these kids don't have a home? Like, why don't they have a home? And I think it was my dad who was explaining to me that these kids don't have a mom and dad. So like after school, they just stay at the orphanage. And I was like, what? Excuse me, what? It felt to me like there were kids, the way I processed it was some kids, because they don't have a mom and dad, they live in school. That's how I processed it. And that thing made me so sad. I was like, so they don't get hugs and kisses, that made me so upset. It really upset me as a child, which made me feel like, is this pregnancy thing by force? Because even into my teens and so on, let me tell you, the first time they told me about doing the do, okay, the horizontal slip and slide, badminton, I was like, he does what? He does what, where? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, For a long time I didn't understand, because okay, my parents are not the type to just openly discuss bad manners, okay? So I didn't really know, and I learned in school. We had sex education in school, and this teacher was just very upfront about what is, because it was me that asked, because she was talking about it was a Christian school, okay? So it was the kind of school where they tell you if you have sex you will get pregnant, and then so I had to raise my hand and be like, but what really is sex? Because all I had seen was Days of Our Lives. You know when you on Days of Our Lives, or on, what was that show? It was called Passions. Passions. The one that was set in, the one with that girl. You know the one I'm talking about, would come on at 6:30 to 7. Before the 7 o'clock news. That's how I could get away with watching it, because my parents weren't home yet. With that girl, her name was Charity. Lord. What a time to be alive. But like people would start like doing mwah, 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 and then the camera would pan out to some candles and then would fade to black. So I didn't really know what the thing was. So I asked, so what is it? And this lady, she had like props. She explained the mechanics of the thing, and I was like, wait a goddamn, why are we doing this? Why, please, why? I was a bit shocked by that, to be honest. That was very disturbing to me. I was a bit traumatized. Like I remember for about 2 weeks afterwards, I kept looking at boys like, my opinions of that have changed slightly. But pull it together. Angel, almost 30. Grow up. Change slightly. But throughout growing up, I never, having then understood what pregnancy was, the idea of pregnancy, you know how people say, oh, she's pregnant, she looks so beautiful and she's glowing. Pregnancy always looked very uncomfortable to me, especially in that 3rd trimester. A friend of mine got pregnant with one of my favorite kids today while we were in high school. And the whole time I was looking at her like, are you okay? Like, you know, when you're just, I feel my default reaction to pregnancy, like my instinctive reaction to pregnancy is, are you okay? It seems really uncomfortable because, you know, growing up, everyone that's pregnant would do this thing, like when they sit and then they sit down, and then when they're getting up. So I was always like, why are you for what? It took a lot of convincing to get me to, you know, change my opinions. It took a lot of persuading, but I still just never, you know, I think some people just get instincts. Like, I believe in gut feelings. I feel like your soul really tells you what your purpose is in life. I never really felt like pregnancy was my portion. It's not that I cannot have children. I think I am called to adopt a child. And the reason why is because it breaks my heart more that there are children that, for no fault of their own, will never get to experience mom and dad and like coming home to hugs and kisses and calling home to celebrate a win or calling home because they're not having a good day, which I do on a regular basis. That really breaks my heart that like some kids just don't have that belonging. And I can't save all the kids. If I could, I would. I can't save all the kids, but I would like to save one and like grant one what I had growing up, right? The fact that I'm so close to my parents. I think we were very sheltered growing up. Very, very sheltered. I didn't even realize how privileged we were until into adulthood and having adult conversations with other people and realizing that the fact that I can even just call home at a whim. Right now I can call my mom and we just bonga and we just say, hey, my mom, we are bored to you, what are you doing? And we just like chat. Right now I can call my dad and chit chat, what are you doing? What did you guys eat? And like that in itself is privilege because that's not everyone. Not everybody has those kinds of relationships, even with biological parents. Do you know what I mean? And I think I really, I took that for granted. Of course I did, because that's all I knew. I thought everyone was calling home. I thought everyone was going home to loving, functional households and loving, functional marriage in their home and loving, functional, you know what I mean? And I really would like to give a child who had no chance of that, a child who was born into maybe dysfunction or was born and given away and whatever the case may be, I would like to reverse that for a child that didn't, you know? I feel very called to it and I hope that I get a chance to fulfill that in my life. Nothing in life is guaranteed. I'm talking about 32. I might not see 32. A lot. You can go outside and get hit by a bus, but that really is something that my heart yearns for in parenting. The reason why I would have liked an older child is because then I have greater sympathy for children who, imagine you know what mom and dad is, you know that there was mom and there was dad who loved you or whatever, and then they are somehow lost you because they've passed away, and then now you're in this home with these other kids, and then you see people come in to pick up kids to go and love them, and you get rejected because older kids very rarely get adopted. People tend to prefer younger kids, babies, and infants. And I can't imagine what that would do to a child. So I'm, say, 5 years old. My parents died of some reason 6 months ago. Nobody in the family wanted to take me, or maybe there is no family. And now I have to see people come in and take other kids away and they don't want me. I'm getting emotional. I can't, oh, hold on, give me a beat. I cannot imagine that. Hold on, let me just drink my happy juice. That makes me really sad, and that's a huge part of the reason why I would prefer an older child, though my big thing would be a connection to the extent that I can influence it, I would want a child that also wants me. Do you know what I mean? I would want a natural connection to the extent that I can influence it. Adoption laws in Kenya are difficult to navigate, to say the very least. But I'm gonna stop talking about this because this is taking me not to a very nice place. I get really emotional just thinking about how many children are somewhere unloved through no fault of their own. No one asked to be here. I didn't ask to be here. Luckily enough, I was born to decent is even an insult to my parents. Wonderful people who have loved us and taken care of us and continue to date. I'm 29, my brother is 27. No, my brother is 28. He turned 28 in April. My sister is 26. And we are so loved, and supported, and honestly, I think still a bit sheltered. Even the fact, so many people my age by 29 have lost their parents, right? The fact that they're still here is me being sheltered. You know what I mean? I really recognize my privilege in that regard because I've taken a lot of things for granted in that respect in my life, and I have a lot of adult conversations, and to realize how even blessed I am just to have them is a lot. Anyway, that's the plan. How did we get here? What was I talking about? Yes, we got here because I was talking about my plan by 32. Ideally, if everything goes according to plan, which it never does, this didn't go according to plan. I actually had my heart broken by another house that I wanted more than I wanted this one, but this one has actually turned out perfect. But at the time I wanted another one, but we move. My plan by 32, ideally, is to be in a townhouse so that once I've adopted my child, they have somewhere to ride their little trike, you know, and play and roll around. I mean, my current decor style is pretty much a death trap. Everything in here is glass. Not everything, but you know what I mean. I mean, there's hourglasses everywhere. There's a lot of glass in my house. That's kind of how I decorate. I like clear things. If I could have a fully clear house where you could see through the entire house, that would be ideal for me. Sadly, that's not possible. I don't understand why. This is the 21st century. I don't get it, but we move. So I would like for this child to have space enough to kind of be a kid and not feel like they have to tiptoe around mom's white rug and glass things. Do kids even tiptoe? My mom had a lot of my mom is much more maximalist than me. My mom has trinkets and things all over the place. We broke everything growing up. Oh my god, we were terrorists. Everything went to hell. I don't know how that lady did not put us out on the street. We were up to stuff. We broke our things, man. So of course kids, I mean, the kids really tiptoe. There are kids that tiptoe. I've met some of my friends' kids who are very very cognizant of the environments that they are in, you know. And I wouldn't want my child to feel that. Of course, I imagine that this child would arrive a little bit scared, a little bit, you know, kind of assessing situations, just because when I think of myself as a child, when we'd go to visit, and we're always visiting, I would kind of assess people's houses. Okay, that's how you get beat. So whenever I went into new spaces, I would be kind of assessing things, you know, just to make sure, you know, so I know don't run there, I've been quite analytical my whole life. So yeah, I would not want this child to kind of feel like they have to sit in one spot perfectly still. I would like play space for her. I say her because legally, again, adoption laws in Kenya only allow for you to, as a single person, only adopt a child of your own gender. As a single person, you can only adopt your own gender, so which is most likely going to be a girl. I could only adopt a boy if they were the sibling of a girl. Do you understand what I mean? So it's likely to be her. And I would like for her to have like trikes and stuff. I had trikes and I had a bunch of toys. Like we were honestly a little bit over-toyed when I think about it. But I think that helped. I think that gave us the chance to be interested in a lot of things. My parents were like indiscriminate about what kind of toys we got. Like Legos were for everybody. It's not like girls got Barbies and boys got trucks. It was really, here the toys. You know what I mean? So I would like for my child to have that as well, so she can be whatever the hell she wants to be. If she decides because of Legos that she wants to be a builder, she wants to be like a civil engineer, I would like for her to have that. Like I'm thinking I'm going far. I'm going very far, but I'd like to provide just the best environment for this child. So ideally, I'd like to be in a townhouse by 32. It's a tall order. Again, because property in Kenya is it's unbelievable. It's let me check. It's a lot, but if I had to raise her here, that'd be fine as well. She'd be fine. I'd have to make a few decorative changes. Certainly could not have a white rug with a child and Ribena all up and through, but it's doable, you know? I don't really believe in mtoto ujana sani yake. I don't believe that. I think parents need to do to provide for kids. I don't want to trust on unknown forces to do the things. While I believe that God loves me and wants the best for me, and all things work together for them that serve the Lord, I also believe in doing. Faith without works is dead. So I would like to create the perfect atmosphere by then. That was quite a tangent. Is that 24 minutes, Angel? Angel. I don't know how you guys put up with me. I don't. Okay. What's another thing that we can talk about to catch up apart from the new place? I don't know if I'm going to do a house tour, by the way. I don't know. We'll see. Highly unlikely though. But because I'd like to do more cleaning content, I'm cleaning obsessed, as some of you know. And Consolata comes every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll have her over a little bit more than that, but her appointment is every 2 weeks. So in the intervening time, I do the rest of the groundwork, and I really get into it. So maybe you'll see a lot of the house that way. It's nowhere near done. I think this living room was my first project. This and the office needed to be complete. The office is not quite complete. I need a rug in there, and I wanted some different art on the wall, but pretty much complete, doable. This place here as well is also pretty much done. There's a few other things I want. I want to change the brackets on the walls, and just a few lighting things, and I want pots. But the changes I'm gonna make are really minor and decorative. Also, I mean, to be honest, are you ever really done doing a living room? The living room, I think, is a living, breathing thing. It will change on an ongoing basis, but I think we're pretty much done. The major pieces are here. I'm currently sleeping in my guest bedroom because I keep dilly-dallying about picking a master bed. And of course, in a bedroom, the focal point is the bed. I'm in two minds about which bed I want. I'm now down to 2 choices, and I keep hesitating. I keep hesitating because also it's not too bob, and already my budget is in shambles. Oh, my budget, ooh, baby. When I tell you April and May have cost me money, child, I don't want to look. You know when you get to the point where you don't want to look at your bank account, like you're just like, let me just not know. Let me just not know what's happening there, because so I need to decide which bed it's going to be, because I don't want to buy a bed and then buy another bed. So we shall see. So I'm currently sleeping in my guest bedroom. My old master bed is what is currently in my guest. And then I want a new mattress because Squeezy Mgongo, I don't know what happened at 29. At 29 like this, I hit old age. Like things ache that have never even ached before. I didn't know like an elbow can ache. How can your elbow ache? That stuff is happening to me. Like it's just, I don't, child, Lord. It's really, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It might have to do with the fact that I'm really stretching myself work-wise. I'm really trying to diversify my interests because I'd like to not depend on corporate so much. I consult, so a lot depends on what's happening in the market. Like I think I've shared before that the beginning of the pandemic was rough for me because nobody was spending money. Corporates were not spending money. Everybody was scared, like what's going to happen, and then so there was just no income for me for like 3 almost 4 months. I was just living on a wing and a prayer, okay? And I would like to kind of decrease that dependency. So I'm really working hard to diversify my interests, my financial interests. And I think I might be stretching myself a little bit thin, though I work best under pressure. I do my best work when I'm stretched thin, because then I have to really organize. Anyway, my head is a mishmash of, like, my head is an Excel sheet at any given time. I'm constantly logging information, analyzing information, synthesizing and creating useful metrics. But I'm best when I'm stretched thin. I'm a machine, you know. So I've been running. Like, my mind has been running. I'm telling you, for now we're almost in June. Yeah, for 2021. It's been a lot, but I'm grateful for the opportunities that have opened for me. I'm going to share another one. I think this year I've shared a few with you. Oh, my camera's about to cut out. Let me change the battery pack. Have I been talking that long, Wendy? Talking to yourself. Okay, we're good. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about diversifying interests, and then we went to anyway, I've been working hard to kind of not necessarily new channels, but to split them up such that the lion's share, nothing should really have a lion's share of my income, because I saw my exposure what an accounting term. I saw my exposure at the beginning of the pandemic, because I'm just too dependent on the financial well-being of other entities, and it's, you know, you can't do that. You have to diversify. So I've been doing that. I do want to share. That's where I was. I want to share another interest with you. It's a bit too close to the heart. I'm scared. I'm hesitating. It's scent related, and it has been a labor of love. I have been in the incubation stage of this for a long time, and I'm finally in execution, and it's getting emotional. I largely don't get emotional about business. I'm able to separate those things, but this, because it's a business in a field that I'm just so deeply passionate about, it has been running me raggedy, okay? Okay, I'm in a raggedy ass bee. Ooh, the emotions. Let me tell you, if you want something to kill you, China will kill you. If not Corona, then Biashala. China will kill you, I'm telling you. Well, if I start, I will stop. Anyways, that I should be sharing with you in the near future. I should be able to close it before this quarter is up, but then of course a lot of those forces are outside my control. Anyway, I just wanted to catch up with you and let you guys know I've been away for very valid reasons. I've had a lot to do, a lot to get done. But yeah, before I share the next few videos coming to you, I wanted to just kind of come in and talk to you, see how you're doing. You good, girl? Y'all good? Good to see you, girl. You look so good. Ain't you cute? All right. Anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you. Love you, million.